wave that you spoke of overnight, and temperatures falling throughout the day too. As we get a look at radar right now, we are dealing with some moderate to heavy snows, especially as we look inland a bit. We are seeing snow downtown, west-east suburbs getting hit. It's a bit lighter for those areas, but as we do take our view a bit to the south and the west, it is snowing pretty hard from Mansfield over into Loudonville, Ashland, seeing that Worcester. It's breezy. And those winds are going to create the blowing, the drifting, the reduced visibility, and the cold temperatures, which, you know, we're in the 20s. We're feeling like we're in the teens. And as we take a look at the timeline for today, we're expecting snow into the afternoon, into the evening. And, you know, Matt, as we've been talking about, just the magnitude, the massiveness of this storm is really something.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of real estate, Holly. It stretches anywhere from Maine down to Texas. It's about 2,000 miles worth of winter storm warnings. And you showed on the radar that decent push of energy we have coming in. Snow is really going to start to ramp up here over the next couple hours. And we're expecting the heaviest snowfall to be on the moderate to heavy end, not just over the next hour, but all the way through the 5 o'clock hour. So I've already gotten several texts saying, oh, this storm is so disappointing. Give it time, folks. It's not really here yet in terms of the heaviest snowfall, because we've got a long way to go in terms of all this snow that's starting to line up and really come together, not just downstate, but all the way back through Arkansas and Oklahoma. So how much from here? This is the latest model run. The model's actually hinting at more snow with this. Our forecast is still in the 7 to 11 inch range, a little bit less as you get down towards the icing that's taking place down south. But keep in mind, all this snow is going to fall by tonight. How about that? Union Home Mortgage 7-day turns colder after this weekend. We start to dry out and we have a quiet start to the week next week.
All right, Matt, and we know we're at just the beginning of a really interesting day weather-wise. Lindsey Buckingham has been out in Westlake this morning. It's been amazing to see what she's seen, too.
It really has. And as Matt talked about, this is going on all day long. How's it kind of progressed for you throughout the morning, Lindsey, and where are we at now?
Hey, good morning to you guys. Well, I have two words for you. Mixed bag. We've seen a mixed bag in terms of snow all morning long and also road conditions. So we got out here around 4:30 a.m. We're right along Sperry Road in Westlake here in front of I-90 West near Columbia Road. When we first got here, we had steady stream of flurries. Then it changed over to those bigger snowflakes. Since then, we're back at those steady streams of flurries again. It's gotten colder, and with that, the road conditions have changed a bit too. I want to show you something. So when you're driving along, you're going to encounter this, which is more of the slushy stuff, which can cause, you know, some slippery conditions there. And also you're going to run into this. Big ice chunks. So a mixed bag on the roads. Take it slow if you have to go out there, and certainly give those plow truck drivers plenty of room. They are working so hard for us to keep those roads clear.
Yeah,
guys?
Absolutely. Lindsey, thank you. We've seen that all morning long, that the plows are out there, and certainly a little bit of a different story than we had on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Lindsey, thank you. We'll see you later on, and we'll have our team coverage for you all day long with hourly updates here on 3 News and a special noon newscast. So you're not getting rid of us anytime soon.
No, you are not. And if you still need more, we are heading over to our digital platforms for more coverage. So you can check us out on WKYC.com. That's where you're going to find the link. But for now, let's send the rest of you back to the Today Show. And thank you so much. If you did stick with us on the digital platforms, we know that you're probably tuning in because you want to see exactly what this snow is doing. And really, it's no sign of stopping anytime soon. In fact, the way we're looking at it, it's only going to pick up from here.
That's right. You have to remember, it's all not just about the morning. This is a long day. So we're going to be with you all through the days. Crews have been trying to keep up with the snow on the roads, but the weather is definitely impacting traffic. So we're going to bring in Danielle Wiggins now with an update. Hi, Danielle.
Well, good morning, Maureen and Dave. We take a look at the entire traffic map with the weather map on top of it, and boy, do you see the colors. But we're not seeing the color red, meaning a lot of stop and go traffic, or at least long stretches of it. We're seeing multiple crashes throughout the region, so if you do have to hit the roads, please be careful. As Lindsey said earlier, roads are icy and slick. We had a crash report at 77 northbound near Whipple Avenue in Canton, so you see the little red there. Now here's 71 at 271. Traffic, as you can see here in Medina, Slick driving conditions and not too many people out because, again, we have the roads, not the roads closed, but the schools closed. A lot of businesses are closed. Your drive times, though, back to 77 between US 30 and 277, 21 minutes heading north, 19 minutes heading south. Those average speeds have increased since we talked early this morning. They were usually around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Here's a look around town. So you see downtown Cleveland, Westlake on I-90, Warrensville Heights 271 at that 422 split, Medina 71 and 271, that camera I just showed you, then Akron-Canton 77 near the Akron-Canton Airport, and State Route 8 at Perkins Street. So again, even though you're not seeing like heavy snow on the highways, Holly, we're still seeing crashes throughout the region.
Right, and without question, we're going to continue to see black ice throughout the day and more snow piling up. And we are also looking at things like side streets in your own neighborhoods. We're getting that next wave of energy, and it is quite impressive as we are seeing some moderate to heavy snows right now. In fact, taking you around a bit, we'll start to the south and west of downtown, and you'll notice that the snow is really steady, moderate around Mansfield. We continue to see that kind of a snow and even heavy right in Worcester there, where we're seeing some really decent snows come down. Let me step out of the way here so you can see for yourself. In through Starr County, Canton's getting snow. North Canton, heavy snow for you. Akron, steady snow. We've got lighter snow through downtown in our west and east suburbs, but it is coming down. So from Rocky River and then over into Westlake and Avon Lake, and then right through the city here through Tremont and further east as we head into places like Mayfield Heights and Gates Mills, snow and plenty of it to come, which we're going to get to with Matt here in a second. It's very blustery. Winds 15 to 25 to 30 today. Wind chills are already in the teens, and don't forget, the winds are also going to impact visibility and blowing and drifting snow as the day continues. And as Dave and Maureen alluded to as we started, this is not just a morning event. This is going to be afternoon into the evening. So you have to think along those lines. There is so much to get through with this system, and we are by no means done with it. So if you don't feel like amounts are that impressive in your backyard at this moment, give it a few hours. We are still going with anywhere from 7 to 11 inches through the bulk of Northeast Ohio, amounts a bit lighter. And for more on this right now, we're going to send it over to my friend Matt, because, this thing, it looks like we are really going to get into some tricky travel later.
Yeah, it doesn't. We're already seeing decent accumulation. I know it's not the big amounts that everyone expected this morning, but most places have anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. We're having some reports up near 5 inches already out towards Willoughby. Kirtland Hills checking in anywhere between 3 and 4 inches as well. So we have a solid foundation, but boy, I really think it ramps up as we go throughout the midday and the afternoon hours. The expansiveness of this storm system, when we call it massive, it doesn't mean it's apocalyptic locally, but the fact that this is such long reaching, I can't remember a time where we've had heavy snow falling from Maine down towards Texas before, about 2,000 miles of winter storm warnings. And you can see the presentation on radar, just impressive as Holly showed, where the colder air meets in with this deep, rich Gulf of Mexico moisture coming northward. You get the heavy snow, and right in where that ice changes over to the snow, that's called the sweet spot, at least in my wordage. And that's where you get the heaviest snow. That's where we have the darker blues, and that persistent moderate to heavy snow lines right up with Northeast Ohio, especially this afternoon. That's when we're expecting some of the biggest rates. So we're going to start to see an uptick in activity. We already have this morning in waves, but I think we kind of hold here over the next, 6 or 7 hours or so. It should kind of careen back into the lighter category later on this evening as it pushes on out. But your National Zymark hour-by-hour forecast agrees. This is all heavy snow across the area, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Still dealing with some icing down to the south. So south of Canton, that's where we're going to hold that line, where we have a mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow for you as well. Eventually, the cold air will win out. So by late evening, we'll turn over to all snow down towards the south. And you notice how the snow starts to head away from us with just a couple more waves on into your Friday morning. Temperatures, the big story tomorrow, are going to be on the cold side. Just want to show you a model run. This is the latest model run that updates every hour. It has upped the snowfall totals. I'm not sure I agree with these high numbers quite this much, but again, I think our 7 to 11 is well placed, and that wind, as Holly mentioned, is going to continue. Tomorrow it'll lighten up a little bit, but blowing and drifting snow is certainly a problem. Union Home Mortgage 7-day cold tomorrow. We do rebound this weekend though, guys, and a pretty quiet start to next week. I think we'll take it.
Yeah. We're going to need those few clear days to dig out, clear out all those driveways and sidewalks. But of course, we're going to be here throughout the day to help you get through all of this.
Yes, our coverage continues on air, online as well at 10. We'll see you back in an hour.